Everybody wants to be a gaming YouTuber. Who wouldn't? You get money for nothing, right? Just queue up a game, click play, start waffling into a microphone. Now, who are these people? Where the hell am I going? And money comes pouring in through ad revenue on YouTube. It's a utopia. It's a dream come true. But few people manage it. I haven't really managed it. I'm definitely not an expert, but I know enough to know what not to do. When you're trawling through YouTube, you come across some videos and you think, what were these people thinking? So let's take the dog for a walk and have a chat about this. I do my best thinking when I'm walking the dog. It's often hard to see why the successful gaming YouTubers got to where they are. They're often weird, quirky personalities, but beyond that, it's kind of hard to tell. One thing that I think is important though is to look at what's not successful as much as what is. I've come up with some types of gamer that I observe a lot on YouTube who are struggling to get views, and by looking at these I think we'll come up with some mistakes to avoid and some ways to improve. The first category is the screamer. This is the person who's not generally very effusive in life. Oh my god, he's running away! He's running away! They're not an over-the-top person. Oh shit! They're gonna shoot him with the fucking arrow! But for some reason they've got this idea that on YouTube they need to overemphasize everything. They need to make a big deal out of everything that happens in the game that they're playing. He's never gonna cut his head off. Oh shit, he cut his head off. Oh god, oh god. And therefore they come across as completely over the top. Oh no, it's my turn now. I bet I'm gonna die and everything. I can't die though, can I? I'm a hero in this. Now if you look at the most successful gamer on YouTube, PewDiePie, he's pretty over the top, pretty funny and pretty silly a lot of the time. But when you watch him, you get a sense of his personality. He's kind of like that anyway. The Screamer has seen PewDiePie and people who are successful like him, and they're trying to copy them. Oh, did he look scary? Look at his red eyes. He's got it. Oh! So actually, it's not the fact that they're over the top, that they're being silly. It's the fact that they are not being genuine. They're not being themselves. People can tell that's not really you. And what's the platform that we're on? YouTube. But this person isn't starting from the me. They're not starting internally from themselves. They're looking outwards and trying to ape what's successful. I can't see anything. Oh, now I can move. Look, I can move around. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, God. A really important part of YouTube is being yourself and learning how to be yourself and put yourself across in videos in your own unique way is incredibly important. The most important thing of anything else in YouTube. And the Screamer gaming YouTuber typifies a person who's not understood this yet.
As fearless in death as he was in life.
But it's a learning process, particularly if you don't have a performance arts background, you're not used to speaking to people in life, and you're not, as we say, particularly over enthusiastic in life. You don't have that dramatic personality. It takes time to find your own unique voice. You can't see his mouth because he's got it all bound up. He's a baddie. So don't hate on the Screamer. If you come across a Screamer, try and point them in the right direction and say, you know, I kind of like what you're doing here, but I feel like there's a bit of fakeness. You're not being yourself. Why do you feel like you have to overact in this way? That can be really helpful, and the Screamer is often a stage in finding your own voice. So don't be a Screamer. Be yourself. The next archetype is the boar. He's almost the opposite of the Screamer. This is someone who hasn't realized that in order to offer value in a video, you need to do something transformative. You need to do something beyond the game itself. Hello folks, I'm going to play through Skyrim. Hope you enjoy watching. This person thinks it's enough to load up the game and just say what is happening. I have to get the gear from this guy. He's got an axe, a cuirass and fur boots. They'll never offer any interesting insights. Take my weapon out so it's ready. They'll never make any jokes. Door's locked. Try the other one. They'll never give an opinion about what's happening really beyond a very factual account of, I've talked to the NPC, now I'm going over here. These are enemies coming. The boar hasn't understood that a lot of what is interesting about the gaming YouTubers that they watch is that they're talking almost constantly. Now, you shouldn't talk constantly so it seems fake, but you have to be adding something to the gameplay in order for it to be a video in the first place. If you're just going to play the game and say what's happening in the game, I'll fight the captain while the other guy fights the other guy. There we go. Defeated those two. Then what value are you really adding to the viewer in this case? They might as well be playing the game themselves. these Imperials might have the key. I've got the key. A personality talking through the game should add something different and unique, and the board just doesn't realise this. They haven't figured it out yet. You might have thought I would comment at that point, but that would be too much sharing of an opinion. A lot of it is to do with tapping into our internal monologue and knowing how to externalize that. We all have this inner voice going on all the time, and either because they're afraid to speak their thoughts or they just don't think they're relevant and worth speaking out loud, they don't. Another opportunity to comment there, pass me by. But your internal inner voice is the you that is really important. Again, YouTube, what are you bringing to this? Let's go this way, down the stairs, down a second flight of stairs. And you don't have to be a hilarious comedian. You don't have to be particularly insightful. You just have to speak what you're thinking as the events are unfolding in the game, and you're suddenly adding a new layer, a new level that makes the game worth watching as a video. Next is the Afflicted. This is the person that hasn't realised that there's an awful lot you can do to clean up your voice for recording or live streaming. So all the gulps, swallows, coughs, sneezes, whatever bodily emission they make remains as a part of their recording. Although it's true that whatever voice you have, you don't have to have a radio voice to do YouTube videos or anything like that. In fact, I would go as far to say that anyone, no matter how possibly strange your voice might be, that doesn't preclude you from doing YouTube videos. The days when only classically trained actors and the most well-spoken person speaking the Queen's English were allowed to speak to us are thankfully gone. But that doesn't mean we can't clean up our audio a little bit to make it sound slightly better. Nobody likes people burping in their ear holes. Nobody likes the gulps and swallows and phlegm at the back of people's mouths.
Hello guys, welcome to my playthrough.
I've even heard people farting in videos, and even though that can be funny, and they're often doing it on purpose, you at least want the option to be in charge of whether you allow people to hear that or not. Thankfully, there's lots of things that you can do. There is a thing called a noise gate that is a feature of much streaming software. There's noise cancellation that you can do, and there's the important ability to mute your microphone, whether you buy a pair of headphones with a mute mic button or you have a toggle on your keyboard. You can always mute the mic and avoid coughing and things like that. I vape a lot, so I cough. The mute button is a lifesaver for me. And as I say, this is not to preclude anyone. This is just the technical side of things. The Afflicted really does sound like they're dying. And it's just because they haven't done these basic things. You can improve the way you sound immensely by just using these key things like a noise gate, noise cancellation, and mute mic button for those embarrassing moments when you do need to burp because you've been drinking too much Coke.
It's probably best if we split up. I wouldn't have made it without your help.
Fuck. Next is the just plain mistaken. They have their favourite game and they want to share it online. Hi guys, welcome to my Minecraft tutorial. The first thing you want to do is start punching trees. But unfortunately, because you love a game doesn't mean that everyone's going to be interested in watching it, particularly if it's an older game. This gives you access to wood, which you're going to need to make into a pickaxe. You may have spent hundreds of hours of Skyrim and know the game like the back of your hand, but no one is interested in watching walkthroughs of Skyrim anymore. Everyone who's a gamer has already done that. Once you've got some wood, you can put it in here and that creates planks. Nobody's interested in a tutorial of how to get through the first night in Minecraft because, again, we've all done it umpteen times. Then once you've got your tools from the crafting table, you can start digging down. In Minecraft, you have to go down into the mines and stuff and find different minerals. You do a lot of stuff underground in Minecraft. YouTube, although it rewards enthusiasm and passion for a game, is still an entertainment platform, and you've got to be creating things people actually want. Those two examples are older games, and you can do tutorials of older games, but you've got to find an angle. Like for Skyrim, for instance, it's no good covering the content everyone's done before, but you might cover a new mod that's come out. Same thing for Minecraft. I have absolutely no clue how obvious I'm being. It's kind of strange, really. You might find an obscure old game that no one else is covering on YouTube. That's a really good one. I don't know, maybe I feel like I was doing this and no one else was. They were all doing something else at the time. I don't know, having a wank maybe. So because a game is old doesn't mean it's precluded out of hand. But you really need to be looking at what people want on YouTube. Start experimenting with Google Trends, search terms, the autofill option in YouTube to see what games people are searching for. It would be great if the things that we really like are automatically in demand by people out there, but it just isn't the case. And the mistaken hasn't rewired their brain yet to start looking at what's trending, what's in demand, what's not being catered for, and kind of provide that for people. So when you're thinking about what game you're going to do a playthrough for, what game you're going to provide tutorials on, do some searches on YouTube. Check whether it's been done to death. You're wasting people's time, and you're also wasting your time when you could be focusing on something that is actually going to work. So don't make those mistakes. Look for something that's actually in demand to cover, even if it's outside your wheelhouse. And you never know, doing that you might discover some new games that you wouldn't have tried otherwise. Sometimes the push you need comes from an unexpected place in life, and YouTube saying that game is popular, why don't you do that, could introduce you to a new genre, a new game you've never played before. The Selfish is my final YouTube gamer, and there's very little good to say about The Selfish. For this section I'm not going to use any examples because the examples that I could use would be picking on people, and I don't want to do that in this video. But we could ask Baloo for his general opinion of The Selfish gamer. There you go. He's always on the ball, like I say, #1 gaming dog. This is the person who turns up in your YouTube comments and says something like, "Great video, here's a link to my channel." Or they turn up in your Discord spamming links to their streams. This person pays very little attention to anything anyone else is doing. They're just interested in pushing their own stuff on others. They don't want to build relationships, genuine ones anyway. They'll pretend to be your friend, but actually all they want you to do is watch their videos. They'll offer things like sub for sub. If you sub to me, I'll sub to you. It's hard to think of anything less meaningful than that empty exchange of a number. All they care about is that subscriber number, all they care about is the number of views on a video, and they're often the worst kind of whiny bitches who can't understand why no one is watching their streams or taking an interest in them. Guess what? It's because you don't care about anyone other than yourself. I said there's nothing good about The Selfish, but the one good thing about them is that you can spot them a mile away. They are incredibly obvious. They're so desperate for recognition, for views, for subscribers, that they can't hold off very long before you realise their true motivation. But The Selfish is not unredeemable. There are lessons to be learned on YouTube, just as there are lessons in life to be learned. And one of the most important ones is, it's not all about you. If you're not offering anything to anyone, if it's obvious all you care about is people paying attention to you, then no one's going to be interested in what you're doing. They can tell that you don't care about them, and therefore they don't care about you. And it's no good faking it. If you really don't care about building real relationships with people, you really don't care about catering to your audience, you really don't care about offering anything unique or interesting to people, you just want people to watch while you waffle in games, then don't pretend otherwise. But if you can get to the point where you actually care and take an interest in other people, that's where you want to be. None of us deserves, by virtue of just being ourselves, to have people watch us, to have people like us, to have people take an interest in us. In order for those things to happen, you've got to first realize it's not all about me. What am I offering other people? What am I catering to? Am I making genuine friendships with people I really, really like? Selfish Gamer is one of the worst places to be as a YouTube gamer. Don't be there. Take a genuine interest, learn that lesson that life is not all about you, and then maybe you can start offering something to people and they will respond positively to that. Thanks for watching this video. I hope some of the things that I've pointed out were useful to you. My intention with this video is to be positive and to give tips and help people towards their end goal of getting viewers and getting some traction on YouTube without causing offense, without discouraging anyone. I want to actually encourage people, but criticism, realizing where we can improve, is really important. It's the only way to improve. I'm sure lots of you will have your own tips about how to get on YouTube and what mistakes to avoid, so I'm hoping you'll leave those in the comments, talk to each other and share ideas and things you've observed. Once again, thank you for watching. If you get a chance, like or dislike the video, and you might like to consider subscribing to my channel. As you might have guessed, I primarily do gaming. Alright, I will see you in the next vid, hopefully. Thanks once again for watching. Bye for now.